and we should be live, hopefully. Previously I accidentally pressed start recording in the OBS, so yeah, now it's working as it should. Let me just post the link on the Discord if anybody wants to join, and let's get going. So maybe we can just take a quick look at our reference images. Let me find it right here. Okay, so these were kind of our starting ideas, what we were going with. And if we go into the animator, here we can see our current progress. So let me just mute my phone notifications so we don't get any interruptions. And yeah, so that's what we managed to do so far. I have started experimenting a little bit yesterday off stream with some wall textures. So that's what we're gonna expand on today. So the walls don't look as flat. We can do like some brick textures, and then also some other details on the door and on the towers as well. So let's see what we wanna kind of start with right now. So let's see. Maybe we can do a little bit more details on the towers, and then we'll see where we want to go next. So let's see. So here I would want to make kind of like a spiral going upwards, and I'm just kind of figuring out which color would work best with that. And then also I guess it would be fine if we use the x-axis mirror, and then maybe we start I don't know, here. And then let's see if we go upwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, but then they should wrap all the way around, right? So let's see, how do we want to approach this? And I guess it should be kind of like steep. So let's see. 8, so this one is like 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And well, our width is 48, so I guess we could do it like 24, so we would have only increments of 2. So let's try to move everything a little bit higher like this, and then we can kind of decide on the thickness that we want to have. So this is 2 voxels, 3, maybe 4, like this. Oh, and we actually can't use the mirroring because it's not mirrored in the right direction. So let me just quickly get, let me first get rid of the mirror, and now we can get rid of that as well. Cool. So now I think we want to kind of continue this going upwards, and we're just looking, so we have like all of these should be just 2 voxels wide, and now we can just do this and then fill it in like that. Okay, and then let's continue wrapping this around, and then we'll probably add some more of these diagonal lines once we have this done. So let's see, here, and then here, and then let's fill this in, and then this one will probably be the last side for this spiral part, and then we can add a little bit more later. just a moment, and then we can fill this in. Okay, we have a little bit more on this side, I guess, but not much. So let's see, like this, like that, and then fill it in. Although this one is offset by a little bit, let me just quickly fix that. So it should be something like this, right? Okay, and then we can maybe try to find some spiral like in the middle, which might be a little bit tricky because we can't really use any kind of mirroring and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to kind of count it out. So maybe from here, oops, we can use like some kind of third color that we're just gonna get rid of later on. So maybe this is 4 voxels, and then if we go all the way down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And I guess afterwards, it's kind of good that we will just have this duplicated on all the other towers. So let's see. Now this should be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 4 as well. So there's like 16 spacing in between, and then if we were to use like 4 for this one, we can use the other color, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 here as well. And let's see if we can squeeze in another one. So 4, 8. Is this 12 yet? Oh my gosh, I forgot to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then if we do another 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so that's still a little bit too low. So let me try to kind of eye where in the middle this should be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then I guess if we move both of these for 3 voxels towards it, they should be spaced like equidistantly, if that's a word. So let me just double check. So 2, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 19, 2, 4, 6. 19. Okay, so this should be about right, and now we can get rid of our guidelines. And then let me try to kind of do it all the way to the left, and then let's try to find the parallel line to this diagonal here. Maybe we can do all of them first for this side, and then we can do it for the other sides as well. So let me see. One more, that's great. And then 2 voxels of spacing. And then let's move this upwards a little bit. And then we finish it off here, and then we can just fill all of these shapes in. So we have this side more or less done, and we can just check it out what it looks like on in the bigger picture. So maybe we decide to go with a slightly darker color, because this one is standing out quite a lot. Let me just try to use like the other one. Maybe this one would be a little bit better, because we have like some brighter colors on the flag already, and yeah, it might be sticking out a little bit too much. I think this color is a little bit better. So let's turn on our nice lines. Then let's continue doing our diagonals. I guess the only problem with this one is that it's a little bit darker, so it's a little bit harder to distinguish it. But other than that, I think it's gonna look a little bit better on the finished product. And here we have messed up a little bit. So like this. And then we're gonna have to kind of figure out for these lower parts as well what we want to do with that. I mean, we kind of know we're gonna add some more spirals, right? It's not really rocket science. So let's drag this a little bit higher. So there we have that. And then let's do it here as well. Like this, right? Great. Oh, and let's not forget about this one. So a little bit to the right, and then, yeah, something like that. And now I think we have 19 voxels in between. Let me just double check. So 1, 2, 3. Wait a moment. Okay, 19 voxels. So I guess we can oh, actually we can extend these lines to the left, and then we might actually get the full wrap. We'll see about that. So one downwards like that, and then let's drag this here, and then let's drag this one to be parallel, one downwards like that. And then the other line is a little bit easier to make because it's just, I mean, we already know where the first line is on the other side, and then you can just leave two spacing in between, so it's a little bit easier to figure that out. So there we have this. And now let's get to this side. A little bit downwards. And then here we already know that there's going to be 2 voxels of room in between. So now let's drag this downwards. Like that. And it's actually kind of beautiful that all of these kind of start at the same point. I guess the only like minor problem is that there we have this voxel, but yeah, I don't think that's too big of a problem. And then let's extend this one. Basically now we already know that it's gonna end up here, and then let's fill in the other parts like this. And here we have this slight problem again, where we need to extend everything by 1 voxel to the right, but here we don't have it actually, so this one is gonna be a little bit faster. Okay, and then I think this is the last side. We'll just double check the rest to kind of see what they look like, and that we haven't even done this part here actually, so let me quickly fix that like this, and then fill it in, and that's basically all that we need to do for this base spiral. but then we can start making some other details, and I think that this rounded part doesn't really work as well. So yeah, we're gonna kind of get rid of it, at least here underneath, and then maybe we can figure something else out to do with that. So let's make this square, and then here at the bottom we can keep it square as well. Like that, and we forgot to color this in. Okay, and now let's do something similar for the other sides. What happened here? Let's extend this here. I mean, we don't have any mirrors active because it would probably mess our texture up. So that's why we're doing everything manually. So let's see. And some of those were 3 wide to be precise. Let's keep it the same on the other side. So 3 voxels of this darker, and then we're probably gonna use a darker shade here as well, so it kind of matches on the spiral texture as well. I mean, it's a little bit more visually pleasing in that aspect. So here we have 3 voxels, and then let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. And then here at the top also, let's get rid of these minor details that I think we have put on the last stream, but they kind of aren't needed any longer. So there's that, and then let's drag it downwards. And then maybe at the bottom we can even have like 2 voxels, just because why not? I mean, it's a large asset, and if we make like these tiny details, they might not be even visible to other people, so yeah. Okay, so here we have that, and then this side we can add a little bit more thickness at the bottom, but here on the other sides we have that. I mean, the other things are already done, but let's do this for the other sides as well, just so we can have it like on all 4 sides. And then I think we would wanna use 1 shade darker to kind of make these edges here. And then maybe we can even use the fill tool. Okay, that's good. So maybe let's try to draw this first, and then we can just fill them in. So let's see. Like this, and then maybe even this bottom part can be like darker. Oops. And also this shouldn't be there. And then we could do this a little bit darker color as well. And then here maybe we can do something similar, just so we can have like this a little bit of an outline, I guess. So okay, and then here at the bottom, I guess we can do them just with the line tool, but on the other sides where we have a little bit more complicated shapes, I think I'm just gonna use the fill tool to kind of make the whole process a little bit faster. So this. Then here on the bottom, let's see if this is like the third or the last side. Yeah, the second to last, just a little bit more, and then we can fill in these corners. And then we are like more or less done, I guess, with this tower spiral. Maybe we could add some highlights or something like that. We'll see about that. So first let me finish this up. Okay, and this corner is already done. So now I think if we use the fill tool, we should be just fine. So have that done. Then these corners, let's not forget about this here. And then the other side, and then here at the top. And yeah, so let's go ahead and check it out. Okay. So I actually quite like this. Maybe we could add like a little bit of shadow underneath, just because we can. So let me just minimize some of these hierarchies a little bit. Then let's try to, why can't I select this? Platform L, slides. Where is this one? I mean, it's not even shown in the hierarchy. That's kind of odd. Maybe we can try to find it in the library. So let's turn on the nice lines, and then what I was thinking of making was like just some kind of this line underneath, so it maybe pops out a little bit more. So there we have that for one side, and then maybe we can try to figure out if we want to do some kind of a highlight for the top side. We'll see about that. So there we have that, and just a little bit more. Yeah, and it's also good that you grab it like here, because if we only have one voxel here, it might be offset by a little bit. It's easier if all of them are the same length. At least I think for the line tool, it's easier to process, or I mean, it just draws the line more in a way that I want to have it. Just for example, maybe we can drag it from here. Is that actually correct? Oh, that's even better. You don't even have to bother with that, I think. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. It's sometimes even useful to experiment with stuff. And then the other thing that I was thinking of would be to maybe add like a brighter line here. Either like that, or could maybe do, yeah, I don't like this as much. Maybe if we were to use like every second one, just for some minor details. And then I guess this is gonna take a bit of time, because we need to do it on all the sides, but I think it might look nice that we have some of these smaller textures, or just like these dots, making everything a little bit brighter and a little bit more detailed. I'm just kind of hoping that it all works together nicely, because it can look a little bit weird if you do like a bunch of details on one part of the asset, and then on the other parts it's like lacking them. So I think that looks cool. And then let's just do the same thing on all of the other sides. So for these spiral shapes, it's kind of unfortunate that at least I don't think you can really use any kind of mirrors. The only thing would be if we were to make the tower side from like, I mean, all of these sides are kind of the same, they're just stacked onto one another. So if we were to use like 4 nodes instead of 1, I guess that could help a little bit. I mean, we could make it a little bit faster, but then we would have like 4 times the amount of nodes. So yeah, that's also something to kind of keep in mind when making assets. So we're basically halfway there, making these tiny dots. And sometimes when I think of like details like this that could be done off stream, I just prefer to do it right now, just so I kind of don't forget. Oops, okay. So there we have that. Then just 2 more diagonals on this side, and then we have 1 last side, if I'm not mistaken. So let's move it here. And we could, I guess, do kind of the offset. So one of them would be in these that are actually now left out, but I think it's a little bit more pleasing if they are kind of vertically aligned, even though they are on different diagonal lines. So like that. And then the last one. Here, and then a couple more on this. And then our last 2 diagonals. And I'm really hoping that it looks as good in the final version as it does right now, because yeah, it's actually taking quite some time to place all of these details on here, here, and here. So let's get back and let's see. I think it looks cool. When you kind of zoom in, you can see them a little bit better. And also we kind of keep this more of a boxed theme, not as rounded and stuff. And then maybe what we can also do would be to put these details also in the corners, but of course, because we're using a darker base color, we can use the same color that we're using here on the sides, but due to contrast, it actually looks brighter. So that's like one little trick I guess we could use, but then on this side, it doesn't, these 2 are actually too close, so I think I'm just gonna undo this stuff. Yeah, I think that's better. And then also maybe we can make this line a little bit thicker, so it's 2 voxels instead of 1, just so it's a little bit more apparent. And then we can maybe make a little bit rounded edges, so here we can actually help ourselves with some mirrors, just to kind of keep everything symmetric. And then also we can speed up our process a little bit with that. Okay, so that's for the tower bases. Another thing that I had in mind would be to kind of try to put some rings on these gates, so they aren't just like fully purple, but there can be like some I think yellow rings would kind of work best. I mean, we could try to put some of this pink color on it, but I think that the pink combination should be more reserved for the towers, just so we can kind of keep some themes going around. So maybe towers are a little bit more pink and blue, and then the gates can kind of keep the same color scheme as the rest. So let's go to this first model and see what we can do here. So maybe one of the rings can be something like this, and then maybe let's see what the thickness is. So this is 6. Maybe we can make it like 8. We just kind of need to keep in mind that we need to be able to squeeze one here diagonally, so it doesn't intersect with any of these two vertical or horizontal blocks. So it shouldn't be too thick actually. So I think this might be fine. Also, we might want to try to squeeze like 2 of them here. So maybe it might be even better to first do them on the diagonal part of the gates, and then we'll see how many we can like squeeze in there. So yeah, I think that's our base yellow. Now let's see, so how thick is this? Also, where did we start drawing it? So that's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, and it's also centered. So now we can maybe do some darker outline, like this. And then let's okay, let's get rid of some of the mirrors. So the blue one we no longer need, so we can have like this darker part at the bottom, and then on the top we can do some detail here in the corner, like that. And then we could either just do some lines with that, or we could do like maybe some squares or something. So let's see what we can get. And now I guess we can turn on the mirroring again, back on. Also, before we do that, let's also do something like this, just so we have kind of this brighter part here where we have the highlights. Cool. So now let's see, maybe we can do some 4x4 blocks, and then yeah, I think it would be, oh, what am I pressing now? So here we have 6 voxels in between, so maybe we can keep going with that. And then let's see, here we do the 4 one, and then okay, this is a little bit too wide. Wait, oh, these are actually the odd width. So I guess this one is gonna be 5 wide, because we need a little bit of an offset so we don't have Z fighting with the rest of our stuff. And then here, let me see, maybe we can go one shade darker even. So also let's get rid of the mirroring, like this. And then maybe we can just add a little bit of depth to them. And then these at the top, let's see, maybe we can do something like this, just so we have some more details. And then maybe, I mean, do we need them at the bottom? Maybe we can do them just because we already have them on all the other sides, but we aren't gonna really do any kind of texturing and stuff. So I guess we need to leave 4 voxels from the side. 2, 3, 4. Then let's do it here. And then from the middle, we take 5, like that. Okay, so now we can see these diagonal parts. And then let's try to see how many we can squeeze in here. So maybe one could go to something like this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's the full height. And then we can maybe, I don't know, leave a couple of voxels in between. And then let's try to do something similar again. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it should be this thickness. And now we can maybe just kind of count how many voxels we have in between these two and these two. So we can maybe center it a little bit better. So that's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Then here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we have 26. And I think if we move it upwards by 2 voxels, we should be fine. But let's first get rid of the mirroring, because that's no longer necessary. And then we can make this a little bit higher. Actually, yeah, we could have made our process a little bit faster if we use the mirroring from the start. And on the inner side, actually, yeah, let's not mirror everything. So the red axis needs to go, or the red axis mirror. So that's the X needs to go like that. And then let's see what we have done there. So let's try to kind of use the same theme here. So I think we had the darkest lines on the inside, like this. And then on the inner side, we also had this slightly darker color that's also used here as an outline. Maybe we can do them like so. And then also on the upper part, like that. And then for the corners, we want to use the brighter color, like this. And then just a little bit of a highlight here as well. So this and this. Okay, and then we can go ahead and do our rectangles. So 2, 3, 4. And I guess this can be mirrored. So here, and then also here. And then, okay, these are, wait, what? These are 31 wide. Okay. So I guess we're gonna have 5 voxels. So 5 by 4 voxels rectangle here on the front and the back side. And then on the other side, I mean, I guess we could do them even a little bit darker, just so they are mirrored on the inner side, and then they can be recolored on this side. Yeah, just complicating a little bit. So like this, and then there's 4, and there's 4. So we have them on the inner side, and now we can get rid of, actually, I think it's this mirror. So we color these with the dark, with the brighter color, like that. And then we can add a little bit of a shadow underneath, something like this. And let's go all the way around. I mean, we don't have to go all the way because we have our mirror active, but yeah, you get the idea. And now I'm just kind of hoping that these two aren't too close compared to this one at the top. Maybe we should have checked this out a little bit earlier. Which, yeah, kind of is the case, at least in my opinion. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. I guess I'm just gonna do one here at the top, and then we'll see kind of how we wanna position these two. I mean, we're probably gonna have to get rid of one, unfortunately, but yeah. So, okay. So we just had a little bit of an intrusion right now because somebody forgot I'm streaming today, apparently. Maybe I should put like maybe I should put something on the door so my family knows. So here we have 8, and then we have our outlines. And then let's do this darker part for the bottom, and then let's get rid of the X mirror so we can make our highlights at the top. So there's that. Let's also fill this in because it got overwritten, and then let's do that, and then let's do this corner highlight. And then of course, similar to what we have done before, let's do our rectangles or squares in this case. And let's see how tall this one is. So, okay, this one is actually 32 by 32, so we don't need to make them, so we can actually have our squares, not rectangles. And now let's get rid of this mirroring because we want to like suggest a little bit of an orientation. And then here at the top, let's add some highlights. And then at the bottom, let's add the darker parts as well. So we need to move inwards by 4 voxels like this, and then 4 as well on that side. Okay. So now we have like kind of these 3, and then I think the last one should be kind of in the middle between these 2. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. We kind of wanted to do a little bit too much. So yeah, let's see. Let's get rid of this, but also let's keep in mind that this part is not just the purple part, it's also the other side. So let's erase this here, and then let's try to position it, I don't know, somewhere around here maybe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 voxels. I think that should be 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then let's just go ahead and check it out before we do any more details, if this is kind of looking about right. So yeah, I think it kind of looks fine. So we can continue making our little details. So on the outer side, let's get rid of that. Wait, what? Okay, let's do this. And then let's do that. And then I think here we have our darker lines like this. And on the inside it should be like that if I'm not mistaken. And then let's do this darker rectangle here as well. Okay, and then let's add our squares. So here we have it 4 by 4, 4 by 4. I guess we can turn this on as well. So there we have that. And then let's see, 4 by 4, and then this one is going to be, yeah, 4 by 4 as well. And then let's do them on the inside. So let's see, let's turn on the edges so you can see a little bit better where the edge actually is. And then also I have missed a little bit here. And this one is, wait, 2, 4, 6, okay. So let's make it a little bit narrower. Cool. And then we can add some shadows underneath. And what happened here? We were mirroring a little bit too much, I think. So these are all, okay, yeah. So let's fill this in, and then let's, oops, let's make them 4 by 4, and then let's also add the shadows underneath like that. And on the inside, that's actually, yeah, the the base color. I mean this darker color, so we can't really do much in that aspect. Okay, so now we have added a couple of details to these slide doors. And then let's see if we should do something similar to these other ones that are like on the castle and on the spiral slide. So yeah, let me try to figure out what we want to do with those. So I mean, I don't think I want to use like the same thing, just the other colors in that aspect. And also, yeah, I guess here are some highlights because it's on the top, and then here we have some shadows because it's on the side. But let's see what we can do with these gates. So I'm just kind of thinking what would kind of go well together. Maybe we could just make it, oh, and then this this isn't actually fixed, right? So these are all more or less fine. I mean, we're gonna need to maybe do a little bit of correcting here on the top, but these gates are actually rotated the wrong way because you can see that they have the brighter side inside and then the darker one on the outer side. So let's quickly fix that. So we rotate this around, and then let's drag it inwards, so by 32. Okay, and then let's move this to 0 and rotate it around. And then we're gonna need to move this to the right by 32 voxels. So it was at 16 before, and now it's at -16. And wait, why is this aligned a little bit weird? Let let me double check some of these pivot points. So I guess this one is on the middle. Okay, but why are these? Okay, that's why we get some offset, I guess. So I guess we can rotate this inwards now. Wait, what? Okay, and then we're just gonna need to readjust them a little bit. So maybe a little bit upwards. So it's at 75, and then a little bit into this direction as well, just so we can kind of have a nice slope. So maybe 79.5 and 57. So let's try to do something similar here. So 79.5 and then 57, just so it's symmetric. And then let's try to kind of fix these diagonals here at the top as well. So maybe we can move it upwards a little bit. Not that much, so maybe 36.5, something like that. And then let's see, this one should be a unique node or a unique model. So I guess we can make this shadow here a little bit more narrow. And I think this is being, oh, it's not being mirrored. Okay, so we only have one mirror active. So let's see if this looks any better. We need to get to this node here. So I guess the top diagonal does look better, but here we still need to make it a little bit taller, I guess. So we're just gonna need to duplicate the castle gates into spiral slide gates. Unfortunately. And also, I don't think we're using this one anywhere because it's still gray. So I guess we can get rid of that one. So do the trash with you. Okay. And yeah, we're looking for the spiral slide gates. Okay, there they are. So let's put them here and here. And then let's try to make the darker area a little bit taller. So something like this, or even another voxel, just so we can kind of have this nice diagonal line. Let's see what this looks like now. Okay, I think this looks a lot better. And then let's try to figure out kind of what would kind of look good with that. Maybe we could try to do some kind of a spiral, but then it would get like really difficult to do it on this diagonal part. So maybe we could do like some kind of a purple inline. That might be interesting. And then maybe we can even do different kind of themes for these gates and these here. So maybe we can try to add some purple on this on the spiral gates. So let's see. Let's go and mirror across the blue and the red axis, so on the horizontal ones. And then I think this is our default purple. So what would this look like? Let's see. If we were to make something like this, I guess. Then on the diagonal we're gonna need to kind of work a little bit with it, and then let's see what the width is. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11, because we have an odd width. I'm just trying to figure out if it looks better or worse now, but I think we can work with that. And then here, actually, if you look at it, it's like a little bit too tall. So maybe we can reduce this to 31. Let's hope. Oh, it's from the other side, of course. So let's get rid of this top side and let's not mirror our deletion. So let's get rid of 1 voxel. And then let's make the brighter ones here and the new top side. And then, yeah, no, I think it should stay as it is, because otherwise we're gonna have some weird stuff going on. And then let's try to put this here. So this is 6 now. And then if we add 2 more, we have our 10, which is about the same width as that. Now let's try to kind of connect them both through the diagonal. And apparently this node is still the same, or this model is still the same as that one. So yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I don't like it that much. So we're gonna maybe need to figure out something else. Maybe we can do something like that. Let's see. Maybe let's make it a little bit more narrower. So 4 and 4. And then 2, 3, 2, like this. And then we can maybe do something with that. So that might work a little bit more in our favor. And then let's do this on the sides as well. So here we don't need to have the vertical mirroring, but let's just, come on. Something like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's just make it diagonal like that. And then something similar here at the bottom as well. Cool. And now we can make some more details. So maybe something like this. So it's indented a little bit. And then I guess at the bottom we can even use the brighter color to kind of give an appearance of a little bit more indented surface, like this. Maybe even 1 more here. And then maybe we can do some kind of a darker outline. Oh, that's a little bit too long. Like here, and then here maybe. We could even go all the way around to make this contrast even a little bit more apparent. And maybe like some vertical lines across. We'll see about that. But if we check it out now, Oh no, this one might be a little bit of an overkill here at the top. Maybe we can get rid of this one. So there's that. Let's see what these look like now. And I think we can kind of keep the theme of our towers here maybe, so it can be flat at the bottom. This might look even a little bit better instead of this kind of diamond shape. So let's make the flat bottom. Then this here. Then something like that. So that's cool. And then I'm thinking if we could maybe do some kind of an arrow texture. So maybe this is 2, 4, then 2, 4, 6, like this, 2, 4, 6. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6. I think so. 2, 4, 6. Okay, we're still good. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4. Like this. Then just a couple more. So that's 2, 4, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. So maybe we can do something like that. So let's check it out, what it looks like now. So that's pretty cool, I think. Just so we can have like some stuff on the sides. We might want to make it a little bit more, a little bit taller, so maybe it can go a little bit further down. So I guess the easiest way would be to just grab this part. Oops, let's not deselect it, like that. Oh, and we didn't grab the whole width, my bad. Let's see. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, it's probably due to the mirroring? I'm not sure. Okay, now we have it. And now let's also save, just because, okay, yeah, it's gonna crash. Okay. Let's open back our... Wait a second. No! We have lost our progress. That sucks. Castle gates. Okay, so we might be able to salvage it. So let's find our slide gates. Okay. So it's just a little bit... So it's just playing with us a little bit. Okay, so we have our models. They just weren't attached to the node. So we got that sorted out. Oh, and now we're not mirroring anymore. So let's turn on our X mirror. Then let's fill this in. Let's do it here on the sides. And then let's see 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can do another arrow there. Like that. So there we have that. And I'm just thinking if we should do like some stuff here at the top, or whether that's already kind of fine. Maybe we can try to do something. So let's see. Let's get some mirrors going on. And then let's try to do this 2, 4, 6, 8 maybe. And then let's make it diamond shaped. And then let's try to use the darker color to let's make them a little bit more towards the inner side, and then I don't know, maybe here we can have like some differently shaped things, or maybe we can just turn off the X mirror, and then so we actually have the odd number, so we can have like these nice arrows with only one voxel at the point, but then we can't really we can't really mirror our stuff anymore. So let's see. There we have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one can be moved a little bit more towards the inside, like that. And then we can do our outline. Okay, there we have it. So maybe we can work with that. And then also we have our darker outline on this side as well. I mean, with this color as well, basically. So something like this. And then let's use some brighter colors here at the bottom. Let's see what we have made. So I guess this looks kind of cool. And then maybe we can do something similar for these here. So I guess the easiest way would be to just duplicate the... Oh, and we didn't save this change. So yeah, let's see. Maybe we can duplicate these spiral slide gates and name them castle gates. So let's get rid of those first. And then spiral slide, where are you? Okay, this can be castle gates. Now let's find these nodes. Then let's move upwards in the gallery. So here are our gates. And then let's first change these so they are rotated the right way. So 180 rotation. And then let's also unrotate this. So it's at 0. And then let's orient it the right way. And then let's move this to -16. And then this should be moved to 32 or -32, I think. Let's see. It's a little bit too much, right? Let's try. Wait, what? Let's try moving it to 16. Maybe this will be enough. And then let's rotate this backwards or to the left by 45 degrees. So it should be it. Come on, what's going on with you? Okay, this is at 0. And now let's see. We wanna put it somewhere like that. And then this needs to be dragged a little bit further inwards. I mean, is this... Yeah, I think we messed up with the rotation. So yeah, it's not at 180, it's what, 175. Okay, and now we actually get the correct result once we move it to -32, but we might also need to recheck this. So I think it looks a little bit better now, but we also need to kind of readjust these. So let's put this to 80. I guess that's better. And then let's put this to 80 as well. And then perhaps slightly downwards. Let's see, maybe to 56. And then let's move this to 56 as well. And then let's save. So hopefully we keep our rig. Okay. And it's also a little bit weird why it seems like there's more. There seems like there's a larger margin here than on this side. That's also... okay. I see. Why this happened, because we have extended only one side, so... Okay. So basically we need to make our mirroring across the z-axis, and then let's fill this in again. Okay. And then we can just go over these details. And they should be drawn onto the other side correctly. So this is missing, and now we have it as it should be. So that's cool. And then also, yeah, you can see we have a similar problem here. So what we need to do here is basically the same thing. So we already have our mirroring, so let's use the face fill, or what's this called? So here. Okay, we're missing a couple of these dots. Oh, on the other side. My bad. Okay. So here we have that. And I don't really think, at least for these, I'm not gonna squeeze in any kind of details because I don't think it really makes much sense. But here we might have a little bit more room to work with, but again, I'm not too sure if it makes sense to just squeeze in some stuff. Maybe we can do like some kind of a diamond shape. So let's see. If we were to mirror across the blue and the green axis, we can try to do something like this. Okay, this is a little bit too wide still. So something like that maybe. Let's see. Then we're yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and mirror across some other axis. So I think this is a little bit better because we want to have the odd number or the odd height of these part again. 2, 4, yeah, I think that's fine. And now let's keep some margins. And then these actually have 2 at the top and the bottom, so let's keep the same margins here as well, even though it's gonna be like a smaller detail compared to the others, like this. And then let's do the purple outline, and then let's do this yellowish outline as well. And then I think we would wanna have it somewhere like this, and then just make some of these darker parts. So let's check this out. Okay, apparently not everything has been mirrored as intended, so yeah, let's just do this. Okay, so that's basically it. And I don't know if we wanna like extend it any further. This is just gonna be a little bit smaller detail here, I guess. So that's for the gates, I think. Let me just save. And then we can also go ahead and try to make some more of these brick textures that we have here. So our walls don't look as flat as they do right now. And also, yeah, we might have lost some details here, or they might not even be here in the first place. So I think I would like to do a little bit of transition here towards a darker yellow. So maybe we can use like 3 voxels of thickness. And yeah, we need to be careful where we are mirroring our stuff, so let's do it like that. Okay, and then let's do the darkest one. Is gonna be just 1 voxel here underneath, and then the brighter purple can be like here at the top, like 1 or 2, maybe just 1. Just so we have like some kind of a transition from this yellow to purple. And then we can also maybe try to make some more of these bricks. Maybe, I mean, I'm trying not to overdo them. So we'll see if I manage to do that. So maybe just some kind of something like this maybe. And then let's do some highlight here at the top. And then some shadow at the bottom. Like this. Then maybe maybe we can do some kind of a small one here, so just something like this. Let's see how we wanna make them. And then let's break this apart a little bit. So maybe just something like that. I'm not too big of a fan of this one actually, to be completely honest. Maybe something like this might look a little bit better. Let's see. Okay. I mean, this looks kind of cool. And then here on this wall, let's first do the color transition, I guess. So 3 voxels. And then 1 voxel of this darkest color. And then let's do the brighter one here at the top, or well, at the bottom of the purple from our perspective. And now I'm just gonna kind of try to complete this pattern that started on the other model. So maybe we can have something like this. Something like that. Then let's do the highlight part here. And I think that's about enough. Okay, so there is our brick being completed, and then maybe let's see. Let's flip this one horizontally just so I can see this one a little bit better. So I think oh, and now it's on the other side. That's also a little bit tricky to work with. So I guess something like this, something like that. And maybe here at the top we can extend it a little bit further. Just kind of trying to figure out what would look good, or kind of in line with the rest of these bricks. So, before we do that, let's flip it around, just so our walls still look as they are supposed to. And then we can try to squeeze in some brick here at the top maybe. So this one can be perhaps a little bit more square. So something like this. Then let's do the highlight. Let's do the shadow. This one is not dark enough, right? Okay. Okay. Then we can do a little bit of a transition, and then let's see. Can break it apart a little bit, like so. And maybe could do something like this. Although this might be a little bit too much detail for this tiny brick, so maybe we can leave it as it is here. Let's see. Something like that, maybe. I guess this is kind of cool. And then maybe we can even, or not, I mean this this corner texture is kind of getting already pretty large, so I don't know, or at least I don't think we should like make it even bigger here. So I think that's about enough for that side. Now, guess we can go to some of the other models, and then we can, I guess, try to do something similar here as well. So let's see where these bricks are mostly bunched. So maybe this can be, we can do like a couple here at the top. So maybe something like this. And then maybe we can do like some stuff here underneath as well. So just something like this maybe. And now let's go ahead and do the highlights. And it's kind of weird, I guess, because everything is turned upside down. But yeah. Like this, and then I think we need to go one shade darker to make the shadows like this. And then we can do some transitions, so it looks a little bit nicer, I guess. And then here, something like that maybe. So let's check this out. Okay. And actually here it doesn't even, I mean, you can kind of see that these two are the same, but due to the texture, I think they're looking kind of different already. Maybe we can just duplicate it and then duplicate one of them. Well, I mean, it's just one model. We can duplicate it and then add a little bit of details, or maybe just move around some of them. So they look even more different with like minimal work required. So before we move on to this one, let me just wipe my nose. Okay. Thankfully I have managed to mute myself, at least I think so. So, and here we can kind of see where if like we're making some kind of this zigzag shape, I think we should do like some kind of an intersection here of maybe like 3 bricks or something like that. So we can do one line and then one vertical and then another vertical here maybe. And here we can also do something like this, I guess, just to kind of suggest the direction. So the highlights. Some more highlights. And then some shadows. So I think we should use this color, right? Something like this. And then something like that. And maybe we can try to break this one a little bit apart. And also I think it would be kind of cool if we did like a short line here, just so we can add some of this shadow here, like that. Okay, so these two sides look pretty good, in my opinion. So maybe we can draw here like some kind of a start to this texture, so just so it isn't like too empty. So let's see. Well, that one is, I guess, a little bit difficult to see. And also, if we were to, I mean, we're kind of trying to do something like this, but on the other side. So how do we want to approach that? I mean, we can drag this line all the way across, something like this. So we can kind of compare if the height is correct. So let's drag this here, let's cancel the line, and then let's try it out if these two lines are of the correct height or spacing in between. So let's see if we compare them here. I think they actually work quite nicely, but we don't really want to extend them too much, so maybe something like this. Then we can break it apart a little bit. Do something like that. And then let's create our highlight here. And then for the shadow, I'm not really sure that we want to extend it any further, so this might be good enough. Let's see what we got now. So yeah, just a little bit more of a squared piece. And then also here we have forgotten our transition, right? So let's see. We need to, well, we want to use the brighter color here. And then for the upper part, we want to make the shadow. So we use, actually we need another voxel here. And then let's do the darkest one right next to the brighter one underneath or at the top from this perspective. So there's that. Okay, so we have this nice outline going around. And then here we have our wall 96, which we're gonna need to detail, I guess. So maybe we can make this a little bit faster if we use some mirrors. So there's that. And now 2, 3. Oh no. Okay, let's put this here. And then let's start drawing some stuff. So I guess we could, okay, we should get rid of the mirrors first. So let's draw a couple of blocks, something like that. Can even break them apart a little bit if you want to, something like that. And then the highlights. And let's see kind of what we want to do here, maybe something like that. And then let's do the shadows. And maybe we could do let's see, just a little bit of this bottom right corner, so we can maybe add some shadow to it as well, something like this. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this will be here on this side. I guess it kind of looks fine. Maybe we can add another voxel or two here, and then maybe we can do like one larger boulder in the top right corner as well. So let me see what we want to do. Something like this maybe. And then something like that, I guess, and then maybe one voxel further here. And then in this corner, I think we said we want to make like one larger stone. So that's basically the outline for that. Can break it apart a little bit. So there's that. And here is the shadow, of course. Just like that. And then maybe we can do like some anti-aliasing on some parts, like that. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking whether we should try to put in like some smaller blocks as well. I think, are we using this anywhere else? Maybe here? Yeah, this one is also wall 96. So maybe we can just try to do, let's see, there's one of these smaller blocks, so maybe we can just hint at some of this stuff. So maybe it can look something like this, and then we can kind of break it apart a little bit. So we have something like that just being drawn there. And then maybe something here. We don't really need to add any kind of highlights or shadows. We can just kind of draw some intersections of these, And maybe we can move this a little bit to the left and downwards from our current perspective. And then let me just save everything, because yeah, it has crashed before, and hopefully let's not lose too much of our progress this time, should something like that occur. So let's fill this in. Let's do some anti-aliasing here and there. Now I'm not too sure how far I want to go with these details, and maybe here we can get rid of some of this stuff. So maybe we're just left off with something like that. And then I think it would be, kind of make sense if we were to use this stuff somewhere else, so we don't only have like this part of the wall. So maybe we can do something similar here. So we get rid of this smaller part, and then we do something similar to that. So we just have something like this, and then we can like get rid of some of the stuff. And then maybe we can do something similar here. So maybe this time we can have like the same vertical line, and then we do the horizontal lines that are kind of spaced differently. Then let's see, can do something like this. And then again, I mean, we can do just like some tiny details here. I guess that works. And then here, and then maybe here. So we don't want to do like too much of the texture, so the brain can kind of fill in the rest. We just kind of want to give some hints and stuff. So maybe can add something here. Yeah, let's see what this looks like now. So yeah, I think this looks kind of cool. So there we have some of these. And then maybe here we can also add like some minor shadows and stuff. So maybe something like this, like that, just so it isn't too bland, but we don't really need to do as much work as we did on these bigger parts. So maybe just a couple here, a couple there, something really simple. So there we have that. And this actually mostly looks like okay. I mean, we have these two blocks underneath here, so maybe we can do some stuff on this as well, but after that we are basically done with our bottom floor, and then we can just go ahead and try to do some details for this tower part or the inner part of the castle. So let me see kind of how I want to position this. So maybe we can do like one larger part here, and then maybe one larger part here on this side. So maybe it can connect a little bit with this corner. So let's see, something like this. And then we can do like some minor thingies here, and then like maybe another one on this side, something like that. And then these bigger parts I'm gonna try to make a little bit more obvious rocks. And then on those smaller ones, I'm just gonna kind of leave them as they are. So this should maybe go here. Let's see. Something like that. Okay. And now let's try to do some anti-aliasing. So maybe you can break these lines a little bit apart. Something like this. And then let's see what we can do here. Maybe something like that. Okay, and now let's get on the details. So like this. Then we need to do something there as well. And then I'm not too sure what to do with this part. I guess we're just gonna get rid of it. Now let's do a couple of highlights there. Well, just one. There's not really room for much more. And here can do something like this. And now it's time for the shadows. So oops, like that. Then something like this. I'm not too sure what this looks like. We're gonna see soon, I guess. So there's that. And then maybe we can do some shadow here as well. So let's go ahead and check this out. Okay. And then maybe from the other side, just to kind of see if there's no some part that's like sticking out too much or anything like that. And then I think it would be kind of cool if we made some corner texture on this part. So let's see where we want to put that. Maybe it can be kind of aligned with this this part. Maybe something like that. And then maybe some vertical line downwards like this. I guess that could work, and then we can do like some of these minor thingies here, just like that. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, and now let's see, can do something like that. here. And then here for the bottom part, I think we want to do it kind of like this. And we can also try to break it apart a little bit. So just something like that. Then let's do the shadow here. Let's do some highlight on this side. Oh, that's not a straight line. Then let's place it here. And then maybe we can do some highlight on the top side as well. Something like this. So it kind of finishes itself up. And then we can maybe kind of help it out with the direction by adding some of this shadow next to it. Just like that. So yeah, maybe we can just do some kind of this, I guess it looks kind of like a number 4 turned upside down, but just some more details, maybe something like that. So let's see, hopefully it's kind of balanced. I mean, let's see, maybe we should get rid of this one because it makes the texture a little bit too dense. And then maybe we can make this part a little bit bigger. Just like this. Maybe something like that. Now it's just like a personal preference and like some gut feeling, I guess. So, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. So, yeah. Maybe we can do a little bit more work on these 2 details here. But other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with what we have managed to do. So let's see. I think we should add this darker line there. And then maybe we can extend this upwards like this a little bit. Then maybe somewhere here. Just so we can add a couple more highlights, but I think I'm gonna stop soon because I don't really want to go too crazy with this stuff. And also maybe here we can do one of these smaller parts. So let's see. I guess we have, I think it's a little bit better if we do it here on the top side. Just something like this. And then we can try to break it apart a little bit. Like that, and then I guess we can do something like this. And I guess we can kind of help it out a little bit by making it something like that. Just so we kind of suggest the outline a little bit more. So there we have our little detail. Maybe we could even make this vertical line a little bit longer. So these are just like the minor finishing touches, something like that. Cool. So I think that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, hopefully we see each other some next time, and until then, bye bye.